Hello everyone, welcome to Appa Public School Kalburgi. This is Jyoti, your IT teacher. Let us continue with the chapter 3 applying formatting features. Paragraph formatting. Paragraph formatting deals with the alignment of paragraphs and the indentation of the paragraphs. Now, indenting paragraphs. The distance between the text boundaries and the page margins is called indents. So, let us see the type of indents. Indents, we have three types of indents: left indent, right indent and special indent. The special indent in turn has two indents: first line indent and hanging indent. So, here is an example. I'll select the text firstly, right? Now, on the ruler bar, so this here ruler bar, on the ruler bar we have some small triangle shaped buttons here. So, these are nothing but the indent buttons. So, this is your first line indent, this is your hanging indent, this is your left indent and the last one is the right indent. So, let us see how to change the paragraph with the help of the indents. So, if I want to move the paragraph towards the right, so I will just move the right indent. So, as you can see, the paragraph is moved. Now, if I want to apply the first line indent, so I will select the first line indent here. So, only the first line will be moved, the remaining 4 lines will be as it is. So, if I want to apply the hanging indent, so I will just select the hanging indent and move. So, leaving the first line, the remaining all the 4 lines will be moved. Now, then left indent, so all the entire paragraph will be moved towards the left. Now, so these are using the ruler bars. Second method to apply indents is, I will select the paragraph firstly here, then in the page layout tab, in the paragraph group, I have an option called as indent here. Either you can select from here or else click on the drop down arrow here. So, paragraph dialog box is displayed here. In the indents and spacing, you can select left and right. So, give the values whichever you want. So, adding a negative value will make the text to appear inside the margins. So, I will give the positive value here to the right and positive value to the left. Then special indent. So, if you want, you can select first line or hanging indent. I will select as first line indent. Then by value. So, it will give the exact value for the first line to be moved. So, I will give it as 1.3 centimeter. I will click on OK. As you can see, the first line indent is applied and the text is moved. Page formatting. So, page formatting deals with the page size, page orientation and the margins. So, as you can see here, page size, page orientation, we have two orientations, portrait and landscape. So, let us see the various options for the page formatting. So, here in the page layout tab, we have certain options here. As you can see, in the page layout tab, in the page setup group, I have these many options here. So, first one is margins. You can select whichever margins you want. I will select it as narrow. Then you can also apply the custom margins here. You can specify the values whichever you want. So, according to that, the margins will be applied. And we have orientation here, portrait or landscape. So, portrait is vertical way, whereas horizontal way is landscape. As you can see, the page is elongated here. So, I will take it as portrait. And the page size, letter, legal, A3, A4. So, whichever options you want, you can select. As of now, I will select A4. Then columns. So, if you want 1 column, 2 column, how many columns you want, you can select here. So, these are the different options here. You can also apply a watermark to a page. So, click on the watermark. You have certain options here. You can take from here or else you can go for custom watermark. Then select it as either picture watermark or text watermark. As of now, I will select the text watermark. So, I will write here as text as APS. APS. I click on apply. So, as you can see, the text is at the page here. In the page background option, I have certain options here like watermark and page color, page borders. So, page color, click on the page color, select whichever color you want. So, I will select the blue color. As you can see, the color is applied to the page. Similarly, we have page borders option here. Click on the page borders option, select the border whichever you want. I will select the this border here. So click on OK. As you can see, a border is applied to the page here. So these are the options in the page background. Margins. The distance between the written text and the edge of the page is called margin. So we have four type of margins here: top margin, bottom margin, left margin and right margin. As you can see in the figure, the top margin is the distance between the written text and the top edge of the document. Similarly, the left margin is the distance between the text and the left edge of the page, and right margin is the distance between the written text and the right edge of the document, and bottom margin is the distance between the text and the bottom edge of the document. So these are the four different margins. Then setting the margins. So setting the margins, we have two methods, using the ruler bars, and the second one is using the page setup dialog box. So let us see how to apply the margins.
So first method to set the margins is using the ruler bars. So I'll select the paragraph. So this is the ruler bar. So you can change here. So using this, you can apply the margins here. Or else you can go for the page layout tab. In the page setup group, we have an option called as margins here. So you can select whichever margin you want. So I'll select it as normal. Or else you can also change. Click on the margins, then custom margins, and we have options here. So top, left, bottom and right. So you can give any of the values. So top value, I'll change the value here to 1.1 centimeter. Similarly left, I'll change to 1 centimeter. Then bottom and right, I'll keep it as 1.27 centimeter only. So you can apply whichever values you want here. So to the margins. So then apply to whole document, or else you can apply to selected text. I'll apply to the whole document. Then I'll click on OK. So the value of the margins will be changed according to what we have given there. Inserting page break. To insert a page break, go for the insert tab and click on the page break option in the page group. So in the insert tab, in the page group, we have an option called as page break. So you can select this one. So let us see with an example. So if you want to insert a page break here, I'll keep the cursor here. Then in the insert tab, I'll select the page break. As you can see, the remaining all the paragraphs is moved to the new page here. So this is how you insert the page break. The second method is click on the page layout tab and click on the breaks option. So if I want a page break here between the both the paragraphs, I'll go for the page layout tab. Then in the page setup group, click on the breaks. So select the page break. So as you can see, the remaining both the paragraphs is moved to the new page. Applying page border. To apply page border, go to the page layout tab and click on the page border option. So in the page layout tab, in the page background group, click on the page borders. So you can select whichever option you want. I'll select it as 3D. Then I click on the triple lines. You can also apply art if you want, or else you can keep as it is. Then apply to whole document. Then click on OK. As you can see, the page border is applied to all the pages. Dividing a page into columns. To divide a page into columns, go to the page layout tab and click on the columns option. So I'll take a blank document here. Now here in the page layout tab, in the page setup group, we have columns option. So click on the columns option. You can select whichever option you want, or else you can go for more columns. You can specify the number of columns here. So I'll specify as 3. So I want 3 columns here. So each of equal column width. Then I'll apply to whole document. Then click on OK. As you can see on the ruler bar, there are 3 columns here. Inserting shapes. To insert the shape, go for the insert tab. In the insert tab, in the illustrations group, click on this shapes option. So I'll select a rectangle here. So I'll draw a rectangle down. So I've drawn a rectangle here. So in the format, you can change the format of the shape. So I'll give the color here. So shape fill, any of the color you can give. So I'll give it as blue. Then shape outline, I'll take it as black. Then you can also change the weight of the outline here. So I'll take it as 4.5 point. So you can also change the shape whichever you want here. Then you can apply shadow effects. So as you can see, the shadow effect is applied here. Then you can also apply the 3D effects. So 3D effect is applied here. Then you can also change the position like in line with text or with the text wrapping. Then you can apply like bring to front if you have the text written. Then you can also rotate. Inserting symbols. So there are some special characters which are not available on the standard keyboard. So these special characters are called as symbols in the computer terminology, right? So to insert symbols, click on the insert tab, select the symbol button in the symbol group. So in the insert tab, we have symbols group here. So you can select symbol here. So whichever symbol you want, you can click. I'll take it as infinity, or else you can go for the symbol group. Then click on more symbols. So you have various symbols available. You can select whichever symbol you want, like summation. Then click on insert. So as you can see, it has been inserted here. You can also choose equation. So whichever equation you want, you can click. So this is how you will insert the symbol and the equations. So in the chapter 3, we have studied about applying the text formatting, indents and alignments, bullets and numbering, applying background colors and shading, inserting page break, header and footer, images, shapes, symbols, dividing page into columns and format the shape or image. So these all are the practical concepts.
Chapter 4, Working with Tables. A table is an organized arrangement of text in the form of rows and columns. The intersection of a row and a column is called a cell. So let us see an example. So here is a table. The horizontal arrangement of cells is called as a row, whereas the vertical arrangement of cells is called as a column. So roll number is a one cell here. Inserting a table. So there are three methods to insert a table in a document: using the table grid option, using the insert table option, and the third one is draw table option. So let us see all these options with an example. So inserting a table using table grid. So to insert a table, go for the insert tab. In the tables group, select the table option and then you can choose the grid. So how much columns you want and how many rows you want. So I have selected a table with 3 columns and 4 rows. So this is the first option. The second method to insert a table is using insert table option. So go for the insert tab, click on the table option, then select insert table. So here you can specify the table size. So number of columns, I'll give it as 2 columns and number of rows 2. You can also give the column width in the AutoFit behavior and then click on OK. As you can see, a table is being inserted with 2 rows and 2 columns. I'll add the values here. So roll number, name, so roll number 1, name Anu. So you can also add the values here. You can change the layout of the tables as you can see here in the layout option. You can also add the shading. Third method to insert a table is draw table option. So for this, go for the insert tab. In the tables group, select the table here, then click on draw table. So you can see the cursor is changed to a pencil here. So you can draw a table in this way. So how many number of rows and columns you want, you can draw with the help of the pencil here. So I have drawn 4 columns and 2 rows. Inserting rows and columns in a table. So there are 3 methods to insert rows and columns in a table. So first method is click on the row or column adjacent to which you want to add row or column, then click on the tables tool in the layout tab. So let us see with an example. So here is a table. So if I want to insert a row and a column to this table, so I will go for the layout tab. So in the rows and columns group here, so there are 4 options here: insert above, insert below, insert left and insert right. Now if I want to insert a row in between roll number 1 and 2. So I'll just keep the cursor here, then click on insert above. As you can see, a row has been inserted in between the roll number 1 and 2. So similarly, if you want to insert a row below roll number 3, so click on insert below option. As you can see, a row has been inserted between 3 and 4. Then if you want to insert left and right, so click on the cell where you want to insert, then click on insert left. As you can see, a column is being inserted between the roll number and the name. So if I want to insert a column in between name and class, so to the right, so that is I'll take it as insert right. As you can see, a column is being inserted between name and class to the right here. Second method to insert rows and columns is click on the dialog box launcher in the rows and columns group. So here I'll select the table. So here is a table here. In the layout tab, so this is the dialog box launcher here. So rows and columns. So click on the dialog box launcher. So you can see there are 4 options provided: shift cells right, shift cells down, insert entire row and insert entire column. So for example, if I want to insert a entire row, so I'll click on the particular row here, then go for the dialog box launcher here, then insert entire row. As you can see, an entire row is inserted above the roll number 1. Similarly, you can choose the remaining options, either shift cells right or shift cells down, or insert entire row or insert entire column. So this is the second method to insert the rows and columns. Then third method to insert row and column is click on the row or column adjacent to which you want to add a row or column. Right click on the table and select the insert option. So this is the table here. So if you want to insert here, so I will place the cursor here, right click here, then insert. So there are 5 options provided: insert columns to the left, insert columns to the right, insert rows above, insert rows below and insert cells. So I will take it as insert rows above. So as you can see, a row is being inserted. Similarly, if you want to insert a column between name and class, click on the name here, then right click, insert columns to the right. So as you can see, a column is being inserted here. Then similarly, you can also insert a cell. So if you want to insert a cell here, right click, go for insert, then insert cells. So again the options will be given here. You can select whichever option you want. So these are the 3 methods to insert the rows and columns in a table. To delete a cell, select the cell you want to delete. In the layout tab, in the rows and columns group, select the delete option here. So you'll get 4 options here: delete cells, delete columns, delete rows and delete table. So as of now, I want to delete the cells. So I'll click on delete cells. So here it will ask you shift cells left or shift cells up, or delete an entire row or delete an entire column. I'll take the option as shift cells up and click on OK. As you can see, the heading roll number is being deleted here and all the values has been shifted up. The cells to the left, click on the cell, then go for the layout tab, and in the rows and columns click on delete cells, and then select shift cells left. So click on OK. As you can see, the cell name has been deleted and the cells have been shifted to the left. So this is the method to delete a cell. To delete row and column, select the row or column you want to delete. In the layout tab, select delete button. So for example, if I want to delete the entire row of roll number 1, so I click on the roll number 1, then in the layout tab, in the rows and columns group, I'll select delete here. So delete rows. As you can see, the roll number 1 entire row has been deleted here. Similarly, if I want to delete the column, I'll click on the column, then go for the delete, then click on delete columns. As you can see, the name column has been entirely deleted here. To delete a table, select the table you want to delete. In the layout tab, select delete button in the row and column group. So I'll select the table. So this you can see here, there's a button here. Click on the button, the entire table will be selected. Then go for the layout tab. In the rows and columns group, click on the delete option, then select delete table. So as you can see, the entire table is being deleted. Splitting and merging tables. Splitting a table means to divide a table into two tables, whereas merging a table provides a way to consolidate two tables into one table. So let us see how to split and merge the tables. Splitting tables. To split a table, click on the layout tab and select the split table option in the merge. So let us see with an example how to split a table. So here is a table here. So if you want to split the table in between roll number 1 and 2, I'll keep the cursor here. Then in the layout tab, click on the split table option in the merge group. So click on split table. So as you can see, the table is being divided into two tables here. Merging tables. To merge two tables and make it one, place the mouse pointer in between two tables and press the delete key to remove the spacing. So here are two tables here. If I want to merge both the tables here, so as you can see, place the cursor here and press the delete key. So as you can see, both the tables are being merged now. Table styles. To style a table, select the table firstly, then go for the design tab, then select the table styles. So here click on the table styles, select whichever table style you want. So as you can see, the style of the table is being changed. Similarly, you can also apply the shading. So select the table, then in the design tab, select shading. So as you can see, the shading is applied. So you can also apply the borders here. So this is a table. Copy and move a table. To copy a table, select the table here, then right click and click on copy, then select a desired location where you want to paste the table. So if I want to paste the table here, click here, then right click, paste. So as you can see, the same table is being pasted here. To move a table from one location to another, there are two methods. First method is keep the cursor on the table move handle, then choose the table, then move the table from one location to the desired location. As you can see, the table is moved down. And second method to move a table is cut and paste. So firstly, select the table, right click and then select cut. So the table is being removed now. So select the desired location where you want to paste. For example, if I want to paste a table here, I click here, right click and then paste. So as you can see, the table is moved from one location to another location. Chapter 4, Practicals. By the end of the chapter, you will be able to create a table, insert and delete rows, columns and cells in a table, split and merge cells, delete a table and copy and move a table. Chapter 5, Printing a document. A printed output of a document or an image is called a hard copy. The shortcut key to print a document is Ctrl+P. So let us see how to print a document. So in this, we have certain options here like previewing and printing and then controlling printing. So to preview and print, click on the file tab and then select the print option and select the print preview option. So let us see in the document now. To preview the document before printing, go for the Office tab, then select print preview. So print preview option is used to preview the document and make the changes 2 pages before printing. So print preview. So this is the preview of the page. So you can also apply zoom here. You can zoom the page here. Then you can also set the margins here and orientations. Controlling printing. So to control the printing of a document, click on the file tab and then select the print option. So here you can choose the printer from the printer drop down list. To control the printing of a document,
go for the office tab and select the print option. So here 3 options will be displayed: print, quick print and print preview. So select print option here. So print dialog box is displayed here. So here you can choose the printer here. So I will choose this printer, and then you can also choose the page range, the number of copies you want, and print what, and also zoom, and then click on OK.
Printing specific pages. To print specific pages, open the print dialog box, then click on print all pages option under setting. A list of options appears. So the options are print all pages, print selection, print current range and print custom range. So let us see all these options. In the office button, click on the print option, and then so this is the print dialog box here. So here you can see the name of the printer here and the page range. So either you can select all the pages. So if you select all option, then how many pages are there in the document, all will be printed. So currently my document has only one page, so only one page will be printed. Then current page. So this option will allow you to print only the current page. Then pages option. So you can specify the range of the page here, like 1 to 20. Then if you want to print a selected range, then select the text firstly. So I have selected a text here. I want only this much to be printed. So go for the office button, click on print, then take the option selection. In the print dialog box, we have an option called as copies. So here you can specify the number of copies you want the print. So you can specify 1, 2, 3, how many copies you want, you can specify. And then we have an option called as collate and uncollate. The collate option will give you the copies of, like if you want a document to be printed, so if I want 2 copies of that, so it will give it as 1, 2, 3. So this will be one set, and then 1, 2, 3 the second set. Whereas the uncollate option will give you the first page 2 times, then second page 2 times, and third page 2 times. So you can see in the figure here. Then you can also zoom, and you can also set here pages per sheet and scale to paper size. So these are the various options in the print dialog box. Chapter 5, Practicals. By the end of the chapter you will be able to learn about to print the document and selected pages, preview pages before printing, and print the document with various options. Chapter 6, Mail Merge. The mail merge feature is used to send the same letters to a number of people at different addresses. So the mail merge involves 3 basic steps. First one is creating a main document. So the main document is the text which you want to send to multiple recipients. Second one is specifying data source. So data source is nothing but the list or the address list of the recipients, or else you can tell it as it's a database. Then the last step is merging the data source with the main document. So let us see how to use the mail merge. So I have created a main document here. So let us start with the mail merge. So go for the mailings option here, then click on start mail merge and select the option step by step mail merge wizard. So here list of options are available here. So select the document type. So here I will select the document type as letters. Then click on next. Then the second one is click starting document, like whether if you want to use the current document or start from the template. So I will use the current document and then click on next. The third step is select recipients. Either you can use an existing list or select from Outlook contacts or type a new list. So I will type a new list here. So I will select the option here, then click on create. So this is the new address list dialog box. I will give the title here. Miss, first name as Anu, then last name as Patil. I don't want the company name. Address line, I will give it as Kalburgi. Then you can also add a new entry here, like Mr. Sharan. I'll give it as K. Then company name I don't want. I'll give the address line as Bidar. Then click on
OK. Save address list dialog box will be displayed. You can give the file name here. I'll give it as letter 4. Then I'll click on save. So you can see here mail merge recipients here, and then click on OK. So then click on write your letter. So this is your step 4. Then you can click on, so as you can see here a certain box is displayed here. So here insert merge field. So what I want to insert? I want to insert the title, right? And then I want to insert the first name and I want to insert the last name. You can also insert the address here. I'll insert the address in the next line. So address line 1, and then I want to insert the greeting. So you can also insert the greeting line. So I'll insert the greeting line here. So select whichever greeting line you want. So I'll select. So whichever you want you can select here. You can see the preview also here, right? So whichever you want you can select here. So I have selected this one here. Then click on OK. So greeting line will be displayed here, and then you can click on preview your letters. So you can see here this is the first letter to Anu Patil, and then the second recipient to Mr. Sharan K. So this is the step, and then the last step is complete the merge. So then your mail merge is done. So you can also print the mail. So here you have an option called as finish and merge. So click on finish and merge, and then you can edit the individual documents, or else you can print the documents. So select print documents. So it will ask print all records or else current record, and then you can click on OK. So this is how you will use the mail merge feature in the Word. By the end of the chapter 6, you will be able to create a main document, create a data source, then you will be able to insert fields in the main document, then merge the data source with the main document, and then print the merged letter and save the letter. Thank you.